Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Clivna TV in Diaspora. My name is Angel Boye, and I will be your host for this show. I am not alone, though. I am with Bongi Gladness, and I'm with Honorable Professor Uba. We are not alone for this show. We are with a doctor. We are with a coach. She is a speaker, and she is an author. Her name is Dr. Sean Oke. Doctor, welcome, and we are so honored to have you in our midst tonight.
What a pleasure to have to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for the
Thank you.
invite, Paul.
Amazing. Thank you. So, we are here because of one of the books that you have written. I do know that, and I really need to mention the fact that you are an award-winning author. So, the book that we are here about, it's all about insurance. Would you mind to just give us an overview of the book itself before we unpack it?
All right, you know what? The book on insurance, that's the title of the book, is really a jargon-free way for people to understand what it is about insurance. Why do we need to protect ourselves? It's how to protect yourself, your family, and business against financial misfortunes. You know, things happen in life, and in most cases, especially within the Black community, we see that when misfortunes happens, it catches us unawares because we have not done our proper financial planning. How do we use the insurance to be able to make sure that we have something in place in case, obviously, everybody's going to die one day, we know. We want it to be as, you know, in our hundreds, in our 80s, in our 90s. However, most people actually die like it's a surprise, but it's an event that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So in the
Yeah.
book, it's unpacking a lot of things. How do we need to think? How do we need to financially plan? How do we take care of the most important thing that we talk about, income? Because they say income is king.
That's true. Amazing. Thank you so much. I think before I hand over to my co-hosts, I do have a question. What motivated you to write this book? Is it because you pay attention to every little cent that you have and how the cent gets to extend it to the generation after?
Very, very good question. I'm going to start from the very, very beginning. I'm a first of three children. My parents are no more. I lost my dad when I was just 60 years old. I lost him to prostate cancer. Now, I would really, really have wished for him to be here right now. However, the inevitable happened, right? But we were not prepared for it in the family at all to lose him that early. Now, secondly, I lost my mom while I was preparing for her 60th birthday. And another main event, it was unplanned for. Now, does these things happen? They do. Why does it always catch us on our ways? And why are we always financially incapacitated to be able to handle all of this? It's because we have not grown up, a lot of us, with financial planning. And this is one of the things that triggered it. So, see, COVID happened to all of us, right? Globally, it was pandemic. Every single country felt the heat of that. And we lost a lot of people, especially focused on the United Kingdom. We lost a lot of people in the Black community. And again, we have to do a lot of GoFundMe to bury people. Why? Unprepared, nothing. So why do we always have to be at the receiving end of our children not being able to live the lifestyle they're used to because one of the parents have gone, or even both? How can we financially plan for different aspects of our lives so that these things that happen in life does not always put us at a disadvantage, that we can actually create an advantage for the next generation because we have done the right thing? So I came into the financial advice industry post COVID because I knew that there was a really huge education gap in the community, right? So I spent over 17 years in financial services. I was in banking. I'm a Nigerian, so I spent over 6 years in the banking sector in Nigeria before I relocated to the United Kingdom. So I've always been around finance, helping people, helping businesses grow, business development. But in the United Kingdom, I didn't pursue it that actively again because I became a coach. You know, I got into politics. I am a mother. I left full-time working because I needed to focus on making sure that the children have me around when they were growing, right? So there was a lot of things I was doing, but post-COVID, I saw there was a need, a big need for financial advisors that understand, that have walked the walk, that understand what it means to actually have that fear, that loss in the family and not being prepared for that. How can I use my own experience so that it doesn't happen to other families the way it happened to me? Because I was not prepared financially when I lost both my parents.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you very much. That is such a great response. Let me just quickly hand it over to Bongi Gladness, my co-host. Do you have any question or something that you'd like to add or comment on what has been said right now?
No, as I'm listening to her, like I'm thinking it's very important for people to be prepared when that happens. But then I just want to know what is the solution from your book that you've actually like if you can elaborate. What is the solution
Fantastic. I'm
on
going
that?
to throw a number at you and I want a response, right? 28,000. What does it mean to you?
28,000.
28,000.
As in,
28,000. 28.
as in money or
Okay. All right. I'm going to unpack that. That's one of the things I unpacked in the book. All right. 28,000 is the average age, average days that each person lives on earth. Approximately about 76 years.
28,000.
Let's round it up to 80 years. So, averagely in the UK, death, women live up to about 80, 81,
Okay.
right? On the average for people that live long. People die earlier and some people die later. But on the average, it's about age 80. Now, the question is those 28,000 days, how can you plan for each segment of your life? So let's say while between 0 and 20, nobody's any money because you are in school, you're growing, right? A 20, an average 20-year-old, my son's going to be 20 this year, is in university. Yes, I've taught him to have entrepreneurship on the side to be able to earn some income, but it's not basically, I want him to focus on education and not get too bogged down by I need to make income because I'm supporting him, right? So 0 to 20, so I'm segmenting those 28,000 now, right? So 28,000 days on earth, which is approximately 80 years. So from 0 to 20, so we're looking at a quadrant right now. So 4 quadrants. 0 to 20 is the first quadrant. No income is coming in. All right. 20 to 40, you start making some income, maybe get married, have your first job, build your first house. I built mine around 20, 28, 29. We have a house built, buy your first car, all of that. That is the second segment. Then the third segment, you're looking at 40 to 60. Now you've changed your jobs, you're changing careers. Maybe now you're not a presenter, you're not coaching, mentoring, because the next generation, right? That's the third quadrant, 40 to 60. Sorry, 40 to 60. Now, between that 60 to 80, you should be retiring, right? So you had active life, right? 60 to 80, you need to, I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be too old before I start traveling the world, if you know what I mean. So now let's call attention to it. 60 to 80, not really active income, maybe from your investment, passive income coming in now, right? 0 to 20, not major income. So that's 14,000 days of no income, right? So out of your 28,000, 14,000 is gone. Now, everything you need to become is within those 14,000 days that remain. I need to get married. I need to, build multi-million businesses. I need to, have my clubs. Anything you need to do, 14,000 days. The question is, what could make you not be able to earn in those 14,000 days? So there are 4 fears, and this is covered in my book where I unpack. How can you actively prepare for this? And how can you use this same strategy to be able to not just help yourself, but to make sure that your family is well helped? So let me say one of the fears that we
Amazing.
have in that. So there are 4 fears that people have.
Mm-hmm.
One, what if I'm not able to work until I'm 60? Remember, I said 60, you should be retiring, right? What could make me to stop working before 60? It could be illness, it could be disability, right?
Yeah.
Second fear, what if I don't live up to age 60? What happens to my children financially, right? What could
Yeah.
stop me from reaching age 60? Death could stop me from reaching age 60, which happened to my mom, right? Now, what happens to the children who are already in their own first quadrant, moving from 0 to 20, right? Once that one income in the family is gone, the lifestyle drops drastically because income is gone. Now, that's another fear. And in that number 2 fear, what can you use to guide against that? Use life insurance. So if I don't live up to that, I have a life insurance in place. So if I'm not working, insurance is working. If I'm
Life
not at work,
insurance.
yeah.
That is incredible. Let me quickly hand it over to Honorable Professor Uba. You, you know, she really unpacked so much, and with the answer that life insurance. Is there something that you'd like to add or ask? Do you have any question to ask?
Sure, sure. Okay, Doctor. Okay, you're welcome to the program. Yes, listening to you talking about insurance, very interesting. But I would like to ask you this question. Now, one of the discouraging factors on insurance when it comes to lay people out there is that insurance companies try to sell insurance
And they
and
don't
not the
pay.
results. And not the
Yeah.
results. So that's a problem. Now, people are watching, lay people are watching who know nothing about insurance policies. So how do you get to convince them to say, I'm not just selling insurance, but I want to sell results to you? What would be the motivating factor
Very,
of an
very,
ordinary
very,
citizen?
very good question. You know what? That's one of the things I covered in my book. We have a lot of myths that insurance companies don't pay. Now, with all my consultations with our community, one thing I've discovered is a lot of people lie during the course of applying for the insurance, or they omit information. Let me tell you the major things that make insurance company not to pay. So if you're watching me right now, maybe this has happened to someone that you know, oh, something happened, insurance company did not pay. One, non-disclosure is huge. Now, if you have a medical condition and you're going through questions with your financial advisor or you're working with me, I am very, very detailed when it comes to asking you about your financial and your health questions. Now, a lot of people in our community have health, they have diabetes, they have high blood pressure, they have high cholesterol. Those are rampant in our community right now, and some with age arthritis. Now, arthritis does not really affect your insurance a lot, but if you've got diabetes, why would you not disclose that? If you're a smoker, why would you say I do not smoke? Because now you know it's going to affect your premium, because as a smoker, your premium is times two of what a non-smoker will pay. However, it is better for you to pay that premium so that insurance is there when you need insurance. So the main thing that happens for people not to be able to make a claim is one, non-disclosure. So if you're watching this now and you already have a policy in place and you omitted to say some things, go back, let's have a review, speak to me, we'll review it and make sure that we have the right thing. Now, that you have a health condition does not mean that you won't have access to insurance. It just means that, yes, there may be a premium charged because of that. It is better for you to pay that than say, oh, my insurance is cheap. And another myth is, oh, my insurance is cheap. Cheap insurance does not mean that you have the right coverage, right?
Yeah.
So these are the things that happen. Insurance company do pay. However, if you have failed to disclose, that is the ground for non for you for non-payment of your claims. So let's do the right thing. So what are the major things that determine if you have access to insurance? One, or your premium, how old you are, right? So your age influences your premium a lot. So the younger you are, the cheaper it is. So if you're watching me right now, today is the next best time for you to have your insurance in place. Don't put it, oh, I'll do it when I'm 50. You may not be able to have access to it again because to your health. Life happens. And once you're over 40, a lot of things happen within our bodies and changing. And that's why the onset of diabetes for some people, onset of high blood pressure for some people, because now you have a lot of things that's happening to you emotionally and all of this stress, all of that happens. Now, if you have those, it affects your premium. And thirdly, the things that affect you, your smoking status. So if you smoke, even if it's a shisha, if it's vape, you are seen as a smoker. Even if, oh, I don't smoke all the time. That let me share this. So I happens to one of my clients, right? So we're going to put the insurance in place and ask the question, do you smoke? He says, no, I don't smoke. Okay, I am going to go by what you told me. All right.
Mm.
And another thing is, insurance company may choose to check your your medical records. They may choose not to. All right.
Yeah.
So at times, so when myself as a financial advisor, I've asked you the question and you've answered me truthfully, because I'm always saying, see, you have your duty of care to show, to tell me everything, so that when we put it up front, the insurance company will make up their mind on what cover they can give to you and how much they're going to charge for it. And one of the things I also cover in the book is about the underwriting responses, right? we, that is
Yes.
another thing. How
Yeah.
how did they respond to you when we give all this information? How did they come back to us? What are the sort of things that they say, right? So even if you're watching this or you've been declined before, there are things that we can do to help you get other insurances. But one thing about the myth is insurance company do not pay. Insurance company pay. It is you that vomited something.
Okay, I think that's such a great response, and I think that also comes down to my second question. Sorry, the following question, which is, I mean, what if somebody goes through the underwriting and they are declined? What's next? Does it mean they're not fit to be insured, to be covered, or what is the next step for such a person?
Very good question. Now, if you've been declined before and you're watching this, there are some few companies that will actually give you the life insurance without it going through any medical underwriting. So we've got a couple of them like that. Because if you've had major life issues, there are there are some policies that you may not be able to have access to. Like for example, if you've already got diabetes and it's type 2, if it's type 1, you may still be able to get critical illness cover. But if you have type 2 diabetes, you will not be able to have access to critical illness cover again. So you can only have access to life insurance. In what case, what happens? There are some insurance companies that will actually take you through, give you a cover without asking medical questions. So in that case, you can have a cover. It won't be as much as what the mainstream will give to you. However, you
Mhm.
still have a level of cover that you can. So if you're watching this right now and you've been declined before, you need to speak to me. Just text fin advice to the number. I think the number should be showing somewhere 074 1185 7200 if you are in the UK. If you're not in the UK, unfortunately, right now, I can't be able to help you. However, you can use the information in my book to be able to get access to other financial advisors in the country that you are.
That is incredible, because there are people that do not want to go through the medicals for their own reasons. They don't want to do those blood tests and all of those things, but they do want to be covered.
Mm.
Thank you so much for the response. I mean, so far this has been so insightful. Bongi, it looks like you do have something you wanted to add.
No, I don't have anything, but I'm just, yeah, I'm excited. Like I'm just listening and I'm thinking this is important.
It
Absolutely,
is. It
absolutely.
is. And another thing, okay, so there are different underwriting responses, and this also covered in my book. And how do you respond to that? So at times, people are uncomfortable discussing the medical
Mm.
history with a financial advisor.
Yes.
Unfortunately, if you do not do that, then you will not be able to have access to the right cover. Now,
Mm.
all that you're going to share with me as a financial advisor is confidential, right? It is for the purpose, and we also have data protection. So all your data are very, very well protected. So whatever information you share with your financial advisor is for the purpose of that insurance. Because if you do not share everything that needs to be shared, and then when it's claim time that comes out, unfortunately, that's a grant for non-payment of that claim. But the beautiful thing about the insurance company these days is they actually pay out a lot of claims. It's amazing that it's more than, for most of the insurance company, they pay more than 96% of the claims. Now, so why don't you focus on the 96% that pay?
Yeah.
And what you're going to hear more about is 4% that did not pay, but they made a mistake somewhere. They
Mm.
had a non-disclosure somewhere, right? So I was talking about the person that said, "Oh, I do not smoke," but occasionally it does vape, it does smoke. If you have not stopped smoking for over 12 months, you are still considered a smoker, even if it's a vape. So if on your policy that you presently have now, You said I'm non-smoking because I don't believe I'm a smoker. It's not what you believe. It's what it's what the insurance company has as the rules. Okay. So in the last 12 months, if you have smoked, whether it's vaping, whether it's cigar or cigarette, you are still considered a smoker. Even if all you've done is shisha in the last 3 months, you are considered a smoker. So it's a very costly habit. It's not because
Absolutely.
it's yeah, absolutely. You are seen as a higher risk because it affects your liver, it affects your kidney, it affects your lungs, right? So you are seen as a higher risk, right? So if you're watching me and you're a smoker, I would say give it the next 12 months, stop it completely, and then we can review your premium. Because if you have stopped, another thing that was covered in the book is, what if I've been given high premium because of my BMI? Because BMI is a huge part of insurance. Now, what is BMI? It's body mass index. So your height against your weight,
Yeah.
right? The higher it is, the more your premium may be loaded. We'll talk about loading. So when you're getting a quote from me as a financial advisor, it's quoted as if everything is all good, aside from smoking status, right? Everything's all good, your health is perfect, you're within the right BMI. Now, when we put in the full information on application, now we know all your medical history. Now we know what your height is, your weight is. Then the insurance company now make a decision if the premium that was quoted for you at the beginning is going to be the remaining, which is called standard term, or there's going to be an increase, which is called non-standard term. Now, the reason I've written the book is to make sure I debunk all the jargon so that when you see it, you actually understand what it means. And when you're going through your contract, it stands out to you like, okay, all right, this is what this means. Because insurance also has a lot of jargons that we use, and most people get lost in the world of the jargons. So, what is deferred period? What is a refer? What is underwriting? What is it? So, all of these I've been able to debunk and write in a layman language, like a 10-year-old can pick up the book and read it.
That's amazing. I think that then brings me to the next question, which will be does the book covers only information about a life cover, or does it extend to other covers like home insurance? Does it cover hospital insurance?
Absolutely. So all that cover, all that cover, so your life insurance, your income protection, your business insurance, which is also like key man insurance, all of that are covered in the book. Private medical insurance, the more important thing right now with the NHS having lots of long waiting period, you don't want to entrust the all of your medical, your medical treatment into the NHS. You can have a private medical insurance. All of that is covered, and how you can have it treated privately.
Okay, Doctor, may I please ask you for us to pause it right here? We need to go for a short break, and we'll continue after the break, please.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
Welcome back to CliveNet TV in Diaspora. We are still with Dr. Sean Oke. We are still discussing her book it's called The Book on Insurance, right? I got that right.
You got it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Before we went on a break, you were unpacking something for us. Would you mind to just continue there, and then we can continue with other questions, please?
So we're just talking about the importance of having this conversation because right now, if you do not plan for your family, okay, I do say that income is king. One of the chapters there, income is king. Why do we go to school? Why do we get a job? Why do we do all of this? It's because we want to earn income. And the level of the income that you earn is going to determine the sort of lifestyle you're going to live, right? So how can you increase your income is covered in there. How can you now put things in place to protect this income? So we'll talk about income protection. Income protection is one of the things that our community are not, everybody knows about life insurance, but what about income protection? So the
Yes.
question is, if you're unfit to work, let's say for a headache, backache, stress, what happens to you? So if you're a business owner, you're watching this, if you're a business owner and you're self-employed, solopreneur, a lot of us are doing solopreneurship right now in the UK. Now, if you are not working, you're not getting paid. So what happens if you're stressed out? What happens if you actually have to take some time off to get back to health? That's where income protection comes in. Income protection pays you a percentage up to 60% of your annual income paid to you monthly. It can be for 2 years. It can be for the entire until you retire. What does that mean? It means that if you are not fit to work, you can actually take time off. Insurance company pays the monthly salary until you are fit to go back to work. Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you protect that income? Why would you, the main thing that determines everything, why would you not have a protection around it? And the question I also want to ask is, so people talk about being on benefits. So in the UK, if you can't work, there's statutory pay. Average household in the UK needs about 2,400 to run the house now, and there's cost of living going off the roof right now. Statutory pay is £96 per week. That's less than £400 in the month. Now that means you're still at a disadvantage of about £2,000 if you can't work actively. That's where income protection comes in. As a little premium, you have that protected so that if you can't work, if you are not working, I am working. I'm insurance, right? So you work, that's the number. But if you can't work, insurance works for you. That's about the income protection. So yeah. So
Incredible.
it's not all about life insurance. Life insurance is more popular amidst people because yes, protects your income against death. So if death happens, you know that your family will not be at a disadvantage. They won't need to be raising GoFundMe to bury you. Why would you live a good life all this while and then you die? And then people have to beg. Your children, you don't know who's going to take care of them because you have not planned. And there's also a way in which you can have a tax efficient way to pass on wealth to the next generation. Now, between you and I, guys, if you're here in the UK, a lot of us are first generation in the United Kingdom. I don't have an estate that was passed to me by my father because he didn't plan to die. He died early. And there was no estate passed to me by my mom because it happened. She just didn't reach that 60. Now, how can you, with a little token, get access to money, good money that can go to the next generation so that they don't have to start on sub-zero like you and I had to start? That's life insurance for you. Life insurance, you are even allowed to have life insurance up till age 90. There's a whole of life, means that even if you live up to age 150, there's something that goes to your family. And then remember, and this another thing that I unpacked in my book is all about inheritance tax in the UK. Just in case you don't know, 40% of whatever you earn above a particular threshold, your children will have to pay the government first before they can have access to your inheritance. Now, insurance is another way you can pass on tax-free money to the next generation, and they won't even need to pay that 40% tax. And it's actually free. I said it free for you. It's called a trust.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. Honorable, I think you had something that you wanted to comment on, or is it a question?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Shah. I'm listening to you. I'm trying to pick out some of the vital points you're making, but I want to ask you this very question because many people, they can't, let me say they can't, they find a hard time having their claims being approved from these insurance companies. And I want to ask you this question because in most cases, the broker wants you to believe everything without testing the uh, hypothesis of these claims or whatever, the promises. So the question is, what are the red flags? Because now you're telling us the importance of insurance, why we need insurance, which is very okay. No, it's our own safety, it's our own good. But now the question is, if I want to, let's assume I'm new to insurance and I want to choose a broker, what are the red flags I should watch out for? At least to
Okay.
educate my viewers, yes.
So one of the red flags you need to look out for is someone not actually asking you detailed questions about your health. Because if you don't get asked that, that insurance may not pay out. So if you're watching me right now and you did not disclose your medical history to your financial advisor, you need to speak to me. Send financial advisor to +447411857200. I'll book a free consultation for you. We'll look at what you have. I'll advise on what you should have, and then we'll look at it. If there's any way that you have lied or misrepresented information, it's time for us to correct it, because everything that you're paying insurance free money if you have lied on your application. Unfortunately, that's what it is. So even if you have an insurance right now and there's been a lie, there's been a misrepresentation, or there's been an omission, that policy will not pay. So it's high time we reviewed your policy so that you can have the right coverage for you. So if you're watching this, you're in the UK, reach out to me, and that the number should be there. It's +447411857200. Just text uh, free consultation to that number, or fin advice to that number, and then we'll be able to book you in to have that conversation. And yes, the book is coming. The book is launching very, very soon. And the main reason for that book is to make sure that I debunk some of the questions that you're asking, the red flags to look out for, the things that you need to have in place. How can you plan? What do you need to plan for? How do you plan for your children's education? How do you plan for your life? How do you plan for each stage of that income generation? How do you protect it? How can you pass on? How can you make your business be transferable to the next generation, and you have money to be able to increase, you have the working capital to be able to inject into it in case any of the partners in the business dies. Because in our community today, our businesses don't transfer because we have not done the right things, and we don't know that it's actually cheap to protect all of those things. And why pay it as tax when you can use that to protect your business? So there are different things we want to talk about. Key man insurance. We want to talk about shareholders insurance. All of these things are important. How can you also use insurance as incentive to attract good minds and great talents into your company, so that your sales, your profitability increase? All of this is all covered in the book. So yeah, I'm
That's
excited.
that's amazing. It sounds like a book that everybody need to have.
Yeah, true.
Everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You must
Yeah,
have one.
and you
So
do sound like you enjoy what you're doing. So I think before handing over to Bongi, would you then say that becoming a financial advisor, would you say is a good career path for the young ones?
absolutely. Because right now, the financial advising industry is actually getting very, very old, People that came in their young ages are already getting to their 50s, into their 60s, and a lot of people are retiring. Right now, one of the missions I'm on is to encourage young people to start as financial advisors, so educating, and that's one of the things that the book is going to do. Because when I came in as a financial advisor, I was looking for materials to be able to kind of like get ahead. There wasn't a lot of that sounded like me, or that had my journey that could simplify it and debunk all of this. I had thousands and thousands of hours of studying online, watching videos, reading different books. But it's still full of so many jargons. It's like you're reading a textbook. Now the book on insurance is a jargon-free way for you to understand the value of insurance, and then it's a helpful tool for anybody that's looking to become a financial advisor to quickly scroll through and know exactly what we do, why we do it. And so one of the things I'm going to be doing is speaking to schools, so to under 16s on the career path. How can you choose as a career path? Because everybody needs to understand finance. Everybody needs to understand income. Everybody needs to understand money, and we need more financial advice that can take people through that journey to be able to have all those step off. So yes, it's a fantastic industry. It should have at 98% of people that are financial advisors today, they stumbled into the industry. One mission that I'm on is I don't just want you to stumble into, I want you to choose it so that we can attract even more minds and we can help more people. Next generation won't have to be at a disadvantage because now we know that we have things in place to help them.
Okay, Doctor. Actually, the question that I want to impose to you is that do you guys have an office where people would want, because some people would not want to
Yeah,
just hear from the phone. They would want to sit down with you and you explain.
absolutely.
Do you have
So
an office like
presently, yes, I'm with a company called Wealth Max Financial Advisors, and we are in Brentford in West London. And so all the details are on our website, wealthmax.co.uk. How I'm an area sales manager with the company, and what I'm doing is actually expanding and educating people on this and educating financial advisors. So, um, best way to reach me is text the number that are there, and we can easily arrange for you to come to the office. But you know what? COVID has made things easier now. We can pop on Zoom, pop on Skype, pop on the phone, and get it instead of you having to travel to a West London location because you may not even be living in London. So you know
exactly?
what? The best one to reach me is just text that number, free financial fin advice or free consultation to +447411857200. And very soon the bookoninsurance.com will be live. So if you text that number, I'll be able to get you involved in the pre-launch is starting. We're getting excited. Speaking to industry leaders, so many people sharing their ideas also in there, just to make sure that we give you as a family all the tool,
And
without putting us to be able to
Dr.
make the
John,
right.
I also have another quick one. I just want to find out if you guys are also maybe having the insurances of cars, the home furniture, and all of that.
Yes.
Do
So
you also
yeah,
have
we do
that?
that. So it's called general insurance, right? So general insurance covers your building, covers your content. We do group insurance that covers your employees. As an employer, it's something that you should invest to be able to invest in to be able to attract. And for some of these insurance companies, actually have value added services that is not just about life insurance; it's about life expectancy too. So some have fitness plans. So if you need to lose some weight, you have it for free on your life insurance. If you need to build limb muscle, they give you a program. If you need to speak to a psychologist, they have it at no extra cost. You need to speak to a GP instead of waiting like weeks to get a GP appointment in the UK. You can pop on the app and get a GP to speak to you. Amazing additional service that's not just life insurance, all
Okay,
because we just want you to be at a better place. So you know what? You have an insurance already. If you don't have it in trust, talk to me. I'll be able to help you with that. It's a free service that I do for all my clients. It protects it against 40% inheritance tax that your family may be liable to if it is not done. And aside from that, we talk about wills, estate planning. So all of this, the holistic thing for you to be able to protect, not just work, protect that income so that if you need to rest a bit, you have a support system, and that's what insurance does for you. Gives you support when you need it.
Thank you.
That is amazing. So I would say to everyone, look out for Book on Insurance, which will be online, and you can purchase it also on bookoninsurance.com. It will be
Yeah,
live in the next couple of weeks, months.
days,
How long
days.
should we wait? Because we are,
Yeah.
I'm
Right. Well,
excited.
we're going through the financial, so it's going to be ready for pre-order within the next 1 week. So pre-order it
Amazing,
is, if you pre-order, then you're definitely going to have it autographed by me. So that's an incentive, autographed copy, and also you have a free 30 minutes consultation with me if you do pre-order it. So you know what? Once the pre-order page is up, we're going to put it on this system. Also, just go on
amazing.
bookoninsurance.com, fill in your details there, get yours pre-ordered, and trust me, you may also win some tickets to come to the UK for the launch. Who knows?
Wow, that was great.
That would be incredibly amazing to travel with my sister here, Bongi. Um,
Absolutely.
Honorable, is there something else you'd like to add before we close?
Okay, yeah, thank you, doctor, for the time.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, I just want to add, like, you've expressed a lot of, you've said a lot of things, a couple of things here. How important is it for us to have insurance
Yeah.
to our own good, and also to look out for the red flags? Now, another question is, how long does it take one before we go, to be
To get
vetted into?
insurance. You know
Yeah,
what? Once insurance, it can be live within 24 hours if there are no, if all you have a clean bill of health and we've answered the question and the insurance company is happy with our answers, immediately that same day your policy, you're covered, right? Even, okay, let me share this before we go quickly. You know what, for some people you start that conversation and say, oh, you know what, I'm still thinking about it. I say to people, let's put in the application, right? Because once you put in the application, it's submitted, indemnity of that insurance company covers you. So even if they have not accepted you yet and they still want to check your GP records and all of that, if anything were to happen to you within that period, they will pay the face amount that you've already applied for. That. So don't wait. Don't say, oh, I'm still thinking. Once you start that conversation, let's put in the application. If you accept it on the same day, fantastic. You can get within the next 28 days, your first direct debit goes out. So you have time to actually prepare for the direct debit, right? And also, what I encourage people to do is don't bite more than you can chew. The rule of thumb for life insurance is have between 5 to 10 times your annual earning in life insurance. And
Yeah,
for critical illness cover, it's in 1 to 2 years salary in critical illness cover. When it comes to private medical insurance, because it comes like on the third one, make sure that it's affordable for you. Look at all your outgoings. But you know what? Expensive is relative. How important is that life of you going out every day to be able to work actively? It is important. So you know what? Aside from buying the Gucci bags and the Ferragamos, make sure you invest in your health, right? Because yes, it's good to wear. I love to look good. However, don't let that just be all you're invested in. Invest in your private medical insurance, invest in your life insurance, invest in your income protection. While all of that is, make sure that it's affordable. But within the same day that we apply for insurance company, you can actually be covered. But if they need to ask for more questions on your GP, they may take between 6 to even 12 weeks, right? But in that period, indemnity covers you. So, you know what? It's happened to a client before that we submitted application. It's not me, one of my financial advisors, right? So this person came to us, you know what? I want to have my insurance done. So we put in an application and it was to go through medical underwriting, all right? So while this person was traveling, no, actually it was accepted immediately. However, he has not paid any premium. So 3 weeks the man traveled and unfortunately met with his death accident. He has not paid £1 in premium. He was insured for £500,000. That family got a check of £500,000 because it was in without having paid £1. Now that's a loss for the insurance company because it's a it's a business, isn't it? right? Without
Yes.
having paid add any premium. So some people focus on, oh, this premium looks high, but remember the insurance company to pay out £500,000 without having received one penny in premium yet. These things happen. So the premium is just your rent to have access to money that you have not yet saved up. So the question I'm going to ask you that you're watching me, how many people have £100,000 saved anywhere right now? Or £500,000 saved anywhere right now? But for a premium, let's say for £50, you may be able to have access to like £200,000 that you have not saved up yet. Pay your rent, £50 every month. If anything were to happen to you, your family gets £500,000. Come on. Can you compare? You can't. So please, today is next best time for you to have your insurance. If you already have it in place, every year you need to review it to see, because our lives are not static. So maybe life events has happened, you have a new baby, you move to a new house, you need to review your policy. So if you have a financial advisor, obviously I want to be your financial advisor. They call me the superwoman of insurance, right? So let me be able to do that for you. I'll review it for you and see where you need to be. But it's really, really important. Get it started now. Don't wait till tomorrow.
Amazing. She says, get it started right now. In conclusion, Bongi, is there something that you want to close with?
Oh, thank you so
Your
much.
last
Thank
word
you.
or comment?
I'm very honored. We actually, as Clivnut TV in diaspora, we're very honored to be having you. And everything that you've
Pleasure.
said, all important. And I believe that people that are like me today saying, I'd better start now.
Yeah. Start now. Just text that
Absolutely.
number, free consultation, and we'll be in
Yes.
touch with you. Book you in. It's free to get you all set up. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. But don't delay. Let's do it now. Do it now.
Absolutely, absolutely, Dr. Sean. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank
It's
you
really a
for
pleasure.
the lesson, because I've learned so much about insurance and everything else, and how it is a good career as well for the young ones. It's not just for, we used to live in a time where we think insurance is just for people of certain color only,
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
us. And
And
I,
very
I just
male.
love how, yes, I love how we're getting more and more interesting in the financial side of our lives, and
Yeah.
how we start planning for the future. So, which is incredible and amazing. Thank you so much for being
It's
part of
been a
this show. We
pleasure.
are
Thanks for
honored.
having
Thank
me.
you. Amen. We look forward to the book being released, and we will sign off from here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Prof.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.